Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here, returning to you again for another review, and this is for an EP review for Serj Tankian, the lead singer from System of a Down's solo extended play that I got a chance to listen to for Foundations, that I'm going to be reviewing for you guys. Sorry about the background noise, I think that's a helicopter in my area for some odd reason, I don't know why, but they pass by some of the time. So, pretty much, I'm going to discuss what I listened to for these 5 songs, which is almost 19 and a half minute record, and let you know my thoughts on these 5 tracks overall from this EP. So let's dive into this extended play review. Now, pretty much Another Fucking Day was actually a pretty strong track. Really enjoyed this one. Execution-wise, it had its good points and its weak points, but other than that, it still sounded good. I mean, it repeated the Another Fucking Day lyric a few times in the chorus, but it still sounded strong with Serj's vocals in it, and his screaming vocals from time to time. Shouting, screaming vocals, so 5 out of 5 for this one. Justice Will Shine On's a good song, but I had a few critiques with this one, and it was one of the singles for the record for this EP that just came out on the 27th, but overall, I think it's fine, so 4.5 out of 5. Appropriations is pretty good for how it sounds. Really dig this track for sure, so this is a 4.75 out of 5 for this one. I think Serj's vocals sound pretty strong in this, and just the execution of the melody and how it's overall sounding. It's very unique and in a good way. Cartoon Buyer is a pretty strong track too. It's the second to last song before you get to the closing track, which we'll talk about the closing track in a second. But overall, I'd give it a 4.75 out of 5 for Cartoon Buyer. Pretty strong, but not one of my favorites. It is stronger than the Justice Will Shine On, but it's stronger than the next song that I'm going to be talking about, which is Life's Revengeful Son, the closing track, and that was the weakest. It's decent, but it has a lot of problems. A little bit of problems with how Serj is singing the track from time to time. There are some moments where I can feel it and some moments where I can't with his vocals. Like, it goes into this weird cringe falsetto that he does at the end of it, and it just, I don't know, it doesn't sound that great. Like, I'm used to really clicking with it with most of his tracks, but some of them I can get on board with, some of them I can't. This one I'm kind of mixed about. I'd give it a 4 out of 5. It's not terrible, but it's not great. It's just decent. At least most of it was fine until you get to kind of the bridge part to the end, and it gets a little quirky and cringy in a way. So 4 out of 5 for this track. Overall, production, mixing, and execution-wise, I think Serj Tankian Foundations, his new extended play, was an average listen. I think it's not one of the best, but it's not one of the worst that I've heard this year. I think it had some interesting tracks to offer. 2 singles out of the 5 tracks we already got for this EP, but overall, if I were to give this extended play a score, I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10, 7.5 out of 10. It's average, not one of my favorites to listen through, but it has a solid listen through. There are some critiques I have with this extended play, but other than that, it performed averagely and sounded alright. It was not too bad. Most of the tracks were fine, but the last track was the biggest critique that brought the rating down a bit exponentially. So 7.5 out of 10 for Serj Tankian Foundations for his new extended play. I hope you enjoyed this EP review this afternoon. Almost this afternoon. It's late morning, going into afternoon very soon. And thanks for watching.